like maybe I'm the only one who sees this, but I feel like there's a too commonly held like feeling that propaganda is something synonymous with wartime, and that it is a feature of the conflict era, and definitely it was and is more prevalent in times of large conflict, and most of our historical examples come from periods like the World Wars or Vietnam or the Iraq conflict. It's not exclusive to that, and it definitely exists not only in times of peace but now as well. In our current day, we are exposed to lots of propaganda, and yes, propaganda is largely to do with militaristic, nationalist, patriotic reasons, and that's usually the affiliation it goes with, which I can guess is where this sort of assumption that it is wartime comes from. But it's not just that. We see propaganda, fumigating every aspect of life. We see it being social and cultural rather than militaristic. It's being something weaponized, yes, but not to be the weapon. Like, we have these little ingrained, almost subliminal messages, which is a very kook term, but it is the best I can think of, in our everyday life, in the TV shows you watch, in the things we read, in the news articles. Everything is suggestible, and anything that is purposefully suggestible to push you away from one idea to another is by definition propaganda, because the exaggeration by some in-the-know state authority purposefully trying to convince you of something other than another. And our wartime view of this comes from perhaps the idea that we're going to view ourselves better and view the enemy as bad, and the enemy are going to view themselves as better and us as bad. But it's not that two-sided of a coin. We see propaganda that is, getting us to consume products. We have propaganda that is getting us to, downgrade certain types of social opportunity. We have propaganda that just wants us to thrive in the normative way so as to benefit the hierarchies. And as we're so reliant on trickle down when everything seems to be sucked right up, we have propaganda fumigating enough to make ourselves think that this is the way to go, when if we don't have these beliefs that there is something very clearly and obviously wrong, we need these things in place to prevent us from thinking that. We need these things in place to act as the groundwork for our assurity that it's not like this, for our safety, because it's so clearly and obviously wrong that we need the propaganda extremes of hyperbole and mistruth to continue down these paths. And we are so blinded by it, and we go so unknown of it, that it works, and it works to our disadvantage, because we push away real chance in favor of prosper of others, and we push down other people in favor of the rising of others, and we build our own inner conflicts in favor of others. There is still, and always will be, when there is a mandate government, a censorship and a control of consumption as to further their control, full stop. We can't sit back and say it's a thing of the past, it's not of our era, it's not a peacetime thing, when it is very clearly and very apparently happening, and the only thing stopping us from recognizing it is the fact that it's rather persuasive